Well, good morning, everyone. I hope everyone had a good time at whatever Super Bowl engagement they found themselves, and congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs. I've been talking about Tesla for quite a while here since it bottomed last May, June of 2019. I said that Tesla was a buy then. I continue to believe that. Obviously, it's not quite the dynamic buy it is now as it was when it was about a third of the price when I picked it up. But I do believe it still has a lot of room to run. When looking at any situation, you have to think about the risk reward. And I think in terms of Tesla, if you look at their vulnerabilities, and I do believe that is a key word, vulnerabilities, because every company has them, Tesla has fewer than most. And you also have to look at a situation's potential for growth and what could potentially hinder them along that course of growth. Again, the stock market and investing in stocks, investing in general, is all about the future and what you think is likely to happen, and weighing that cost-benefit analysis and that risk-reward calculus. And I think that Tesla, more so than most other companies, and perhaps any major American company, because of their lack of reliance on fossil fuels and their increasingly more impressive and more efficient technology, which is going to cause their product to become less expensive over time, and doesn't share some of the same vulnerabilities that would cause it to become more expensive, is a company that is worthy of a much higher market cap than what it has now. Now, I've said in the past that I don't know if it's $1 trillion company. I don't know if it can scale quite to that level, because I simply don't know if there are enough people in the world who can afford their products, and I don't know if they're going to be as accessible to the masses as something like Apple, which is a luxury product but is still affordable to middle and working class people in great scale, and Microsoft, which pretty much finds itself in some form or function in every computer in the world practically. So, but I do believe that it is worthy of a market cap exceeding where it is now. Their stock price has gone up so rapidly. I'm not exactly sure. I think it's around $700 today, which would give it, I believe, a $140 billion market cap. And I think it's also prudent to look at the other automakers, particularly American automakers, and if there is potentially some synergy with Tesla. In other words, if GM were to become all electric, would they be using, or at least partnering with Tesla in some of that technology, and perhaps even something simple as using some of their charging stations if there were compatibility there. So it should be interesting to see where Elon Musk and the team goes with that, and where Mary Barra wants to take that, assuming she's still around by the time they get to all electric, which I believe she will be. Ford's a little bit lagging, but they do have the Mustang, all electric Mustang coming out. That should be very interesting to see what kind of performance and value that car serves up to the public. In terms of the general market, there are still a lot of things up in the air. I think the coronavirus is a serious problem and will have some impact on GDP, but I do believe it will be contained in the near to medium term, just because of the incredible measures that the Chinese are taking to contain it. The main question is it going unnoticed in other populations besides mainland China, simply because it is not detectable in some situations where someone's not exhibiting symptoms and they're still passing it along. That's a very dangerous proposition. Someone doesn't know they have it, and yet they're going about their business in a normal way. But I do believe it will be contained. I don't think it's going to be any more serious than other viruses in the past, or at least not significantly so, if at all. In terms of politics, it looks like Bernie Sanders is going to have a good night. Tonight is the Iowa caucuses, but I do believe that Bernie Sanders does not have a legitimate chance of becoming the next president. So for those who believe that Trump is beneficial to the economy, or at least the stock market, I think that could put some fire behind that notion. Because I don't believe Bernie Sanders will be the next president without making a statement about his or anyone else's politics. I just don't see that happening.